That's a nice argument. Hello, hello. I am. I actually got everything set up in time. And by in time, I mean it's been like 30 minutes, but I was supposed to have it done like 30 minutes ago. Is everything okay? Yes, for me, everything's okay. My sister, however, is being evicted from her house, and have any. She doesn't have any money, so I'm trying to raise up money so that she can, eat because that's not really a thing you can do with that money. But yeah, um, I actually have already gotten like nearly $300 like before the stream started, and I really wasn't expecting that, and it's kind of making me happy. But yeah, um, actually, oh the audio. Let me let me mess with that. Let me mess with a few things. All right, how is that? Oh wait, if I do that, that should make it so that I'm a bit clear. And do this, so I'm nice and big. Yeah, how does that sound? My mic's also never been the greatest thing in the world, but I think that should be better. I made it a little bit louder, and I made it a little. I realized that my mic's noise cancellation was on. Clear. Oh, that's probably my fan. That's probably my fan to just not drive me insane. But yeah, um, I have my PayPal link because I didn't know if my sister had PayPal when I set this up, and it's a nice way for me to track when people donate because I get a notification about it. Um, does anyone put like any message? Oh yeah, no, I I genuinely didn't expect to get like more than $100 out of this, and we've already blown that away. I couldn't sit by and watch her suffer. I just wanted to do something nice, and I'm really thankful for all the donations that have already gone through. But yeah, I figured I could, re get back into streaming. This is a nice excuse for me to get back into streaming. So just telling me which. Also, don't dox yourself, but if you can, would you tell me which the country y'all live in? Rental laws are different for different places of living. We live in the greatest country of all, um, by our own sources that we make up, America. Yeah. Um, and like I don't exactly know what the rental laws are where she lives. I know it is it, rental laws in America, from what I've read quite a lot. It tends to favor the it really does tend to favor the landlord more than anything. But yeah, um, love this music. Actually, I might be able to look up what the renting laws are. Um, Where's my chat? Oh, because I'm hitting edit the stream info. Thank you, Cream, for the which which state, I may ask. I want eyepiece. Wyoming. Wyoming's the one. I'm looking at it. It's uh besides, if you like IP sniped me, like that does not give you a good location because I think my IP is set to like some weird location. I don't even remember where it is. It's not where I live though. Um In order to evict, a landlord must give the tenant 3 days advance warning of the landlord's intention to start eviction proceedings. Oh yeah, no, that yeah, because if you ask like what state was it in, yeah, that's very much like I don't give my state. I don't give my state to like everyone on the internet half of the time because I forget which state I live in. It's fun. Um, I wonder. Also, I am loving this model. It was made and helped by. Let me make sure I'm pronouncing the name correctly. Yeah, Jade Callistia. I think so. That's how that's pronounced. I've never been good at pronouncing things, unless it's Latin. I've been actually pretty good at pronouncing Latin because I was in choir for so long. Choir. I love, I love choir. The landlord say why they were evicting sis. Um, the reason why is they are intending to sell the house for about twice the value of what they bought it, which I know is like a normal thing, but like that house is not in a location where that is viable. I I'd get it. I get the whole like sell your house, sell the houses that you own grind. But that house is in the slums. She's like asking like 300 for it, and yeah, it's just like there's no way that's gonna sell for 300 grand. But yeah, landlord cannot legally evict a tenant without cause. Um, I, to be fair, like I know that they can't evict without a cause, but I think you have to legally dispute that, and she doesn't have. She doesn't have money for that. I I I can look it up. Because that's the other thing is it's like a lot of the legal process is like these are like crimes you can commit, but realistically, the people that are being affected by the crimes the most can't dispute them because like those crimes impact low income families and just honestly that's probably why because like my sis is was saying like, well, 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 we are on this topic. I might as well say something that pissed me off when I thought of it. Okay, shoot it. I was like pissed off when I got that. So you know how, as time goes on, businesses evolves, the speed of production also goes up, right? Yes, I definitely remember that because it was like, because I loved as a kid looking up that up and like the evolution of like robots in factories. It's like it takes like 5 hours for them to make a car. This robot can do in like three. That's not an actual number. I think it takes longer to make a car. But like, yeah, yeah. Because that's also like the big thing about businesses is like we are they're constantly like getting better ways to produce stuff. Partially because you don't have to hire. What happens when we reach a point in time where human being can't keep up with the speed of production? Fast food, for example. What do we do when we can't get the coffee made, stirred, or delivered in 2 seconds? Um, the thing is that we're kind of already at that level. Um, because I worked in fast food. Um, I worked at the I worked at my local Burger King, and it was like 2 minutes and 30 seconds was the company guidelines. You had to get food out like 2 minutes and 30 seconds. I did that like as a team. We did that 10 times, and I worked there for like in 10 times is like 30 minutes of like work time, like genuinely. Cause like yeah, it takes like 3 minutes to do stuff. But yeah, no, it's just once that happens, it's like, oh, we just replace everything with robots, and we're not going to make it possible to. My thoughts are we're not going to make it possible for people to get the jobs in order to basically replace that workforce. A place I won't say the name of for legal reasons, but with rim rodents, drive-through times were expected to be 30 seconds. I'm copying rim rodents. I I don't think I've been there, but yeah, no, it's like you have to get it out by 30 seconds. With Burger King, it's 2 minutes and 30 seconds for the food to be made, for the food to be put out there and done. For the ordering time, which I remember exactly as well, I remember the exact times. I averaged it because what else am I supposed to do at work? My job? I did my job quite well, I think. But no, it was like you have to get the order in a minute. It took the average customer about 3 minutes to order, and that doesn't include when customers are being when customers are hung up on what they want to order, or when customers aren't being serviced because I'm the only cashier in the building and I am running around doing about four people's jobs. I I genuinely don't think I ever had a time where it was like I could just man like cashing people out and taking orders. I had to bag everything. I had to serve everyone's drinks. It was honestly a nightmare. at times. Just constant grind. And I'm not upset that I'm gone from there. Like it was incredibly toxic. It was an incredibly toxic workplace, and I wasn't really appreciated as an employee by the company. Also, they stole my wages like twice. It could, some some examples of food that can't be made in 30 seconds: grilled cheese 60 seconds, latte between 30 60 seconds, ice caps 60 seconds. um yeah, you want to know how long it takes to make like a burger on the line in a Burger King? um or sorry, not Burger King, a Burger Queen. I'm just gonna do that. Like, it genuinely takes like 2 minutes to make a lot of customers burgers, because they're not just ordering the standard menu item. They want a burger that's their own. Yeah, I don't want to summon Burger King still hasn't responded to my DM. I They still haven't responded. But yeah, no, it's like, I want to know something sad. It this is gonna be depressing, and it's just gonna hit like everyone except for like the like 18-year-old billionaire that somehow watches my videos because he's an eccentric person. One of the best places that treats its employees the best is Chick-fil-A. Oh yes. Yeah, no, they treat their employees quite well. Um Partially it is literally just like Mormon ethics. I It's a very cultish experience. Um like within the church, the company that supports anti-LGBTQ plus bullshit. Yes, they literally treat their employees better than like most of the other companies. I couldn't even get my name changed for my employee badge to my given name at Burger King, which is all about inclusivity, because I couldn't prove that I had legally changed my name because I was dealing with like 1,000 different other stuff, and I don't really have the time for a name change. And oh, where's my free time going? It's going at Burger King. And what do I want to do when I get off work? I want to go lie down and become one with the dirt for like 3 hours. They No, but they treat their employees well because a lot of those managers, like, from a company policy standpoint, it's like ultra niceness. Unless you're in the church, then it gets really shady. Like, really shady really quick. Like, the fact that until like after segregation, I think it was even after segregation, um and I don't even know if they got it out. I would literally have to check the Book of Mormon. But they believed that if you went to church, that the Native Americans would become white again because God had cursed them with a different skin color because they turned their back on God, apparently. Because that's not shady at all. It's definitely not they had a different skin color because of different melanin factors, and just the fact that everyone's body is born differently. No, no, it was sin. Because remember, in Christianity, your baby has sinned. Your baby is not free from sin. If there's a miscarriage, your child goes to hell. Which does explain. I changed to purple because I ate a yellow coconut on a Tuesday in March. And it's so funny that that's just like this really held belief, because it's like, if honestly they just were like so much more inclusive, if they really just bought into, like, my thing is, I think the best post I saw from like anyone who follows, like, I'm gonna call it diet Christianity, because it's like, it's not Christianity as pastors are teaching it, it's Christianity how someone else interprets it. But the best thing I've heard is that, like, oh, God made people these different things because he wanted us all to be unique and to have different experiences and to be different people, and we're just supposed to love everyone no matter what. Not because they believe in church, but because they are people. But why would we do that? Why would we follow one of Jesus' teachings? You know, the person you put so much effort into. He literally has an entire thing on, and it's the story of the Good Samaritan, which is supposed to be like just a lot. I will say I do like the Pope said that everyone is going to heaven no matter what. Now all I need is the Catholic Church to stop pedophilia and we're good. Oh yeah, that's like one of the big things. I like the Pope. I think he's a really cool dude. I really still don't like the organization of Catholicism, because they still won't, they just won't denounce the pedophilia. And it's rampant. Like, the numbers are there, and you can argue that the numbers are skewed, but I think I looked at it like 2010 to current year in order to make a point, like 2010 to 2022, how many pastors and priests in the Catholic Church were convicted of sexual assault, and how many LGBTQ people were convicted of it. It's like, that's a multiple of like 10. It's like a 10 times difference. I don't think any group is perfect. I don't think perfect exists. But like, yeah, no, you shouldn't defend a bunch of things. You shouldn't defend the whole, like, oh, this pastor is like, you know, he's doing wrong things. He's literally committing crimes. You probably should denounce him. You know, he's literally not following the teachings that the book says. Or maybe he is. The Bible is weird. But yeah, it's completely fair. If you find someone that's perfect, they're either God or the devil, and I don't trust either of those. Yeah. I don't trust God, because there's a lot of things that just don't seem right from biblically accurate God, and I don't trust the devil because I don't think like biblically accurate devil. I don't think anyone that's upset about his job, supposedly, but is absolutely killing the role, is truly like upset about it. Like, oh no, I am the evil person and I am now basically immortalized by the mortals. Oh no. I'm gonna tempt everyone. Oh no. I'm gonna tempt the entire world and I hate this. I'm mortal. I'm a person. I cannot prove what happens after you die, but what I can do is try and be a good person. I can't prove what happens when you die either. I think the only way to technically prove what happens if you die is if you can figure out if the soul exists. You'd have to figure out how to get it sent there and then sent back. Secretly return it to me. Yes, you don't go to heaven or hell. You go to Mayo. I always wanted to become Mayo. I don't even... Mayo is soul juice. Ah. Oh no. I am not full of souls. I don't eat mayo. I found it way too slimy for me. And that's just... That is a funny thought to think of, just mayo being condensed soul juice. It has been a day. It genuinely has been a day. Oh, my name is Mrs. Lady, person of the female variety. What species are you? I am... Hold on. Do you mean... Oh wait, no, you're probably not meaning what species the flesh cube, the meat popsicle is. I am Kitsune. I am a fox spirit. And my character is canonically dead. I genuinely was talking about it, and they're... What species of fox? A mix between, like, Arctic fox and fennec fox. I've never been able to get ears in character customizers that look fennec enough, so I just do with Arctic. But I've always tried to go with the sort of... I love fennec foxes. I think they're absolutely adorable. Ooh, 50 caliber. I'm a 50 caliber fox. Today on whatever that show is, we are testing if a boyfriend can stop a 50 caliber. I don't know. I'm just over here getting off of a 10-hour shift, just in a giggly mood. I'm gonna be completely honest. I've been needing laughs today because it's been like noon. Oh, my sister's like selling not Pokemon cards. She's selling Magic the Gathering cards. It's the same company. It's like the same game with minor variations. And it's so funny that Magic the Gathering taught me how to play Pokemon the trading card game. The Pinkertons. Oh my... Are you tired of boring late night card games? Well, lucky for you, Mages of the Sea offers armed security forces to bust into your home. for free. All you have to do is make a minor mishap because of someone says Magic the Gathering. I just always yell the Pinkertons now. I I was talking about it with the people I live with, and it's like I genuinely understand, like, they did not want those cards to be released, and they wanted to, like, get them out of circulation, but having armed guards there to get freaking Magic the Gathering cards, like, it's a YouTuber with Magic the Gathering cards who bought a pack without thinking about, like, oh, is it the next set? No, they weren't thinking about that. They just... According to my friend in my D&D group, it was mostly Hasbro who did it, and apparently this... It wasn't the first time. Oh yeah, no, it's never the first time. This is just... It's just circulated. It's like, once you hear that, like... back to the Catholic... The first time you hear about news of a church with a pastor committing SA at you, that's actually not the first incident, that's like the 7th. And it's now just made public news because they can't stave it off. But yeah, no, I totally... I can 100% believe that. It's like... I will 100% believe that that's like the 5th time. Because that sounds like something Hasbro would do. I think the people at Wizards of the Coast are, like, mostly really good people that just are interested in making games, and a lot of... Because, to be completely honest, it was so weird with, the new version of D&D, like, why is no homebrew being allowed? That's like, literally, if you look through, like, the 5th edition book, like, why are they, like, monetizing homebrew? Literally throughout the entirety of 5th edition, and, like, every other edition, it's always been, like, big homebrew scene. Modify the game. The rules are there just to give you a baseline. The eyebrow. Yeah. It's like, even with that, I'm probably not gonna go to the next edition of D&D just until, like... Unless there's a really good reason. Like, if there's a mechanic that I really like, and probably what I'll just do is I'll just steal the mechanic and put it in 5th edition. Because that also means I don't have to buy the source books. Again. I have now, like, 3 editions. Why do I keep hearing Discord? Also, you can't... Well... Oh, you keep hearing Discord because I don't have streamer mode on, because I will pull up OBS to do things, and then it'll just turn it off. But if I do that... Yeah, no, that... You were hearing Discord because that's when I was getting pinged. Which I get pinged a lot. I really should clean out my service. You can't legally copyright D&D. You can't copyright... Like, you can't copyright Battle Royale. You can't copyright the concept, but you can copyright the, like, medium. You... Ah! Thank you for the... Ah! It's all that does. I love it. Because it's under a certain point of aspect, like how Candy Crush can't copyright. Did Candy Crush seriously try to copyright the style that was like Bejeweled? Because I know for a fact Bejeweled did it first. However, Wizards of the Coast aren't totally innocent, mostly the higher ups. So. Oh boy. I love when I research like here is like the latest in internet drama about X video game company, and I'm like, haven't I heard this before? Isn't this isn't this the same issue that was brought up like 11 years ago? But yeah, no, I I don't think everyone in Wizards of the Coast is innocent, but I feel like most of the people there are just trying to make it fun. And I mean, that goes for like I don't hate the people that work. So you gotta know if a company exists, this has a 99.9% chance of being a scummy company. And if it isn't a scummy company, it has like a 83.7% chance that it transfers ownership and either through like bankruptcy or something and then becomes a scummy company. It's why I've lost brand loyalty, like entirely. Because I used to be a loyal Nintendo fan. I loved like everything they did, and I thought it was like the perfect company. And I literally watched a video today where it was like Nintendo freaking stalked a guy who was modding 3DSs in basically a basically an attempt to stop him modding 3DSs and just like chill down. But like they had him, they had yeah no they had full on a list of like his common habits throughout the week, and they had like you know it is like X time. It is like 7:38 on Sunday, and he will most likely be drinking in the bar with friends at X bar, and he will be there until 7:52, where he will then drive his friends Steve and Arnold to their houses, and he will then go down to buy a pack of cigarettes at the cigarette store. And I'm like, is it? Why the fuck did they have so much info on him? Uh, Blackmail. That's the only reason you can have that much info. It's either for blackmail or it's because you live with the person and you have ADHD. Bored Nintendo. No, no, because it wasn't like one employee. No, this was like they code named it. It was it was an entire operation that Nintendo did. It's literally called Operation Belgium Waffle. Like, if it was a born Nintendo company, like I can totally see that because I've memorized like what time the people in my house go to sleep at, like what's their favorite food, what's their favorite thing to do on Saturday, how much gas mileage does each of their cars get. Two companies I'll never mess with: Disney and Nintendo. Microsoft neat as well. I wouldn't mess with Microsoft. And the thing is that Microsoft messes with me like half the time. What if I don't want to fuck up my already shitty life? I feel like it would be really hard to mess with Google, but I know, like, Google would totally just screw up your life at a moment's notice. And like the owner of a certain social media platform I wouldn't also mess with, and I'm not gonna name them because then they can't give like any cause of defamation, but like I genuinely don't think I'd want to mess with him because I don't want to spend like 70 hours in court for him to bring up charges that don't even apply. And like he can't just he literally cannot charge me for that because I have not named anyone, and I will not name anyone. It is not legally defamation. Unfortunately, I gotta head out. Do me a favor and smash the like and subscribe button. And remember to hit the notification bell to be told when we upload next. I really need to do more on my YouTube channel. Yeah, just hit the like button on the stream. I don't know where that is, but there's like I think there's something to give me feedback on the stream. Ah. Thank you for the ah. The like button. The button made specifically for liking. The button made to like my content. Plat's like button. The ah is like the like button. It's like the like button, except it can stop me mid-conversation. Ah! Thank you for the ah. I did that redeem. I copied it off of another streamer because I loved it, because it's just like, for 100 bits, you can make a streamer go ah in chat for no reason. But yeah, be safe, and make sure to take care of yourself. Like button, Plat's like button, the button to press to like Plat's content. That like button. I need a I've been like referencing. Now I must unfortunately head out for all this I hurt with my words. I'm sorry if you feel but for all those that I hurt with my words, I'm sorry. Wait, where's the script? Where did I put this? I'm sorry that you feel offended. I've been wanting to do that joke, but I feel like making a fake apology video and just posting it to YouTube would be just so confusing. I can do that. I can make that into a short. That'd be funny. Just an apology on a channel with 33 subscribers and no uploads in the past, like, year. Confusing, but comedy. Oh wait, no, I made a post about 3 weeks ago. That's the latest I've uploaded anything, and it's a video where I don't even screen cap it with OBS. I pulled out my camera, and because I found the FitnessGram Pacer test and I had in time mod. Yeah, I'm gonna pull up the notepad. I Yeah, where you just flipped the character. Yes, that video, the one where I flipped off my screen because it was like an absolutely insane level, and I was like searching around it because I'm like, okay, this is a funny level. Let's see what kind of comedy I can find. And then I found the Fitness Grand Pacer test, which I I love it because it's so funny to me, but like I also hate every time I find it because it's like, why is this here? It's always the same thing. I I think the funniest thing about that one in particular is there's an NPC beside it that was like, I don't know what this is, but it's kind of a jam. And I was like, okay, this is gonna be like meme music. Okay. Because this entire mod is just a meme. I'm delivering a Wii U to the director, the train conductor. Because Snatcher doesn't want to. Also, I just got when I opened up Notepad, like, and I mean just straight Notepad, I got I got a thing from NVIDIA GeForce that I can use Alt-Z to tailor my in-game experience, and I'm like, okay, that's cool, but why am I getting this on Notepad? Why Notepad? I don't think I want to record a clip of me putting notes down for my stream on Notepad gaming with superior gaming experience. Apparently, I have I I think the closest I've seen get to that is you never know when you're taking listen depth of field. There's no 3D. There's nothing to depth of field. There's no depth of field. It would. Yeah, I just need pro gaming. I need to just increase the contrast of the text. I need to, you know, the contrast of the text for Notepad. But like, no, I know that there is competitive spreadsheets, like competitive Microsoft Excel tournaments, and I would compete in one of them because that would be really funny to be like world champion of. But like, they have honed that down. I I only use Microsoft Excel because like there's some games that stored save data in an XML format, and even then I haven't touched Microsoft Excel in like forever. It's good for storing like data if you're researching, but I don't research. I'm not a researcher. I'm a video game player. But yeah. Okay, I'm gonna save this text document because I want to see if like something else tripped it. Notepad. Gamer researcher. Go hand in hand if you play some games, I suppose. I I I don't think playing Dark Souls 3 qualifies me as like um a knowledgeable person on the scene of like biology. And because I remember when I used Microsoft Excel, I was doing water sensors because I was making a water glass that screamed at you to refill it. I will make that again. But I was doing spreadsheets because I was trying to figure out um, when the glass would scream. And I was trying to figure out what's the optimal like level where it just screams at you for no reason. I think I ended up doing it where it's like it screams at you like halfway through drinking it. And then I've like lost all the code for that because it was only stored locally on that device, and I don't have that. It's like a Raspberry Pi. I don't have that Raspberry Pi anymore. Um, I did enjoy. I do enjoy like watching videos on like sciencey topics, but I specifically enjoy watching videos where it's like, um, there's like one video where it's like how to make a like a guy making a rocket. Yeah, that was a video. I mean it's a funnier concept because the guy was making like he was specifically trying to make a guided missile. The missile knows where it is. It knows this because it knows where it isn't. Why is that so stuck in my brain? It didn't stick originally when I watched it. I didn't think it was all that funny when I first watched it. Probably because like after that first initial line I was trying to figure out what it was that was funny. And like after rewatching it recently, I finally figured out what it was that people were laughing at. It's the beginning part. Like, and I realized initially when I heard just like the missile knows where it is, it knows this because it knows where it is, and I'm like, okay, it, not how I would code that, but that's probably how missiles work. They just it's hard to figure out where they actually are. Because the thing is that that's not like made up. I think they genuinely just check where they aren't because they're flying at such a fast speed that's harder to track where they are than where they're not. And then figuring out where they have been, they can figure out where they are just by like simple math. I say simple math, but that's freaking that's rocket science. That's simple math. I remember taking rocket science in 7th grade. And the problem is like I could actually be right. I could have taken rocket science in 7th grade. I don't remember. Triangulation and stuff. Simple math, you know? Yeah, like simple math. It's just, it's just as easy as beating Dark Souls 3 with your fists. It's very easy. You just gotta understand it's just numbers. I'm actually kind of bad at math, which is funny because I chose a career where everyone was telling me you have to learn math in order to do this career, and it was like and then God, now you remind me I have a bow only DS3 run going on, and I still need to finish it. I, I'm sorry for your loss. I just thought of a really terrible joke that I could do, and now I'm gonna explain it so that it's not as funny when I do it, but I'll probably remember it like a few years later. Yorm, Yorm, I of course spelled it wrong, even though I have Yorm, Yorm the Giant. Oh, oh yeah, I remember seeing him in a Dark Souls 3 video. Um, he's a big boy. I didn't remember his name, I just remembered that he's the big boy. Which is funny because I really shouldn't label him as the big boy because that applies to like 17 bosses. It I genuine like what's the distinction between Yorm and guess how much damage he takes from bow shots? I know bows are like statistically it's just easier to stab someone than it is to use a bow. Even though Dark Souls like the bow playstyle could be totally viable if it was just damaging. Um, I'm gonna say he does like he gets like 90 damage from just a regular bow shot. Also, I forget that headshots are a thing in Dark Souls. And considering like I tried using bows in the original Dark Souls, and oh my god, it's terrible. Yeah, you want a nightmare? Play bows. Use a ranged. It's like it's a dream. He takes like. Wait, is it easier to punch him to death? Is it? It's upgraded to progression. He takes 11 damage from a normal shot. He takes 11 damage. Like, I'm in hell. I would at that point just like, all right, world, I'm gonna be out for 13 hours. I'm gonna cheese a boss with a bow. I'm not using Onion Man. Well, if it is a bow only run, you don't want to use the summons because they can take like a fourth of the health without you doing anything. I remember this because I did like my first summon in like Dark Souls 1 where it was like the Bell Gargoyle and it was just like, oh, there's a summon I can access with an NPC because I'm playing on the Xbox 360 version without access to the Xbox Live service because I'm poor. Let me summon the Onion Man. He does like a fourth of the first gargoyle's health. And I'm just trying to learn the gargoyle's patterns, and I'm like, what could be the downside to this? Oh, there is no downside. Because the Knight of Solaris it doesn't matter. I don't think it matters, because I think he's undead, because he can be summoned. Can't wait till I get to the DLC. I know nothing about Dark Souls DLC. I didn't even realize there was DLC for like any of the games. I love this music. I like. I don't know. I'm still like against DLC in a lot of games. At least great bows and crossbows also exist. Um. Yeah, like I forget bows exist when I'm playing Dark Souls. It's like, oh, the bow exists. That would be a great weapon, except for the fact that there's like 4 of them. And I know only like one of their locations. And my sword does more damage. And my sword isn't upgraded, and the longbow is like at +5. The same usually. I just do pyromancer builds. You wanna know what? I seriously didn't play with magic in Dark Souls until like way later. I never messed with magic. Which is funny. I've played like nearly all of the From Software. Like I've played all 3 of the Souls games to some caliber. I've played the original Demon Souls. I haven't played the remake, though I have heard it's really good. I just really wish they hadn't released it only to PS5. But it's Sony. I'd really like it if they just ported it to PC. Let me readjust myself. Let me see. Okay. Boop. Alright. But yeah, no, like, I like. Alright. The pain of all Souls players, no official Bloodborne or Demon Souls PC port. Yeah, no. I used to, like... Actually, no, with Bloodborne I still don't get why that hasn't been ported to PC. Considering, like, it's not even Sony is unwilling to put their, like, exclusive franchises on... Cause, like, I remember seeing it, like, on the store. It was like, oh, like, not Dark Soul, it was like God of War is available on Steam now, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. Can you put Demon Souls on there next? Can you guys just please put Demon Souls on there? I don't think I can do user words because I don't have too many people. I just want my Steam collection of all the Souls games. Yeah, no. It's like... You have Elden Ring on the PC, which I think Elden Ring on the PC is great, even though it's like recommended RAM amount 32 gigabytes. Actually, no, I don't think it's 32. No, it's like, is it 32? No, I have 16 on this computer. It's like 16 or something, and I'm like, that's a lot of RAM. Oh, hi, Jade. How are you? Good evening. Good evening to you. I'm just chatting with people while I try to raise money for my sister. And I'm considering playing the game. Do well. I see you like the model. I do love the model, and like everyone I've shown it to has absolutely loved it. Yeah, recommend 16 gigabytes of RAM. Yeah, like, I am running out of RAM for my computer. I could not stream Elden Ring on my laptop, which is a shame because I don't know when I'll be able to buy a new computer. But yeah. And who is everyone? Um, I guess I just like hearing that I did a good job. I've been sharing around with some of my friends. I have. I've also been on VR chat a little bit with the model, though I think I've been only private with it, just with like some friends, and like everyone's really liked it. And I love it. It's just really pretty to look like. Like I can just stare at this model for like. Oh, that's right. I uploaded that, right? Yep, you did. And it did upload good. It uploaded. It works perfectly. Actually no, I haven't seen an error with it that isn't an error that I could reproduce with other models. There's like a weird bug with. Oh, the Go Loco works fine. I really haven't messed with the Go Loco. The little bit I've messed with it, it seems to work fine. But yeah, I might actually read the documentation and figure out how to do that. Hey, oh, hello. Yes, I'm on stream. People are here. It's been an hour. I've been streaming for an hour. Oh, I managed to catch it up. Lets you position yourself in VR chat without the use of full body tracking. Okay, that's. I would probably have to check because I don't have VR right now. I just do desktop, which I will be trying to get a VR headset soon. But yeah, I will definitely read the documentation. That sounds amazing because I don't want to spend however much it is. How much is full body tracking? Full body tracking. Dex. 3-pack for the Vive trackers is. VR stands for very rad, which is accurate for Pog. Oh yeah, it's very rad. I could. Oh wait, no. In order to, I was planning on like very soon. I was planning on doing a Mass Effect series because great full body experience. Everyone wants is the Valve Index, which costs 1k USD. I gave you Go Loco for free. Yeah. Oh no, it's the full body experience for Valve Index is 1k to get the basic hardware, and then it's another like 400 for the actual trackers because I don't think they give you the trackers over 1k. Then yeah, 1400. Which, but yeah, no, I wasn't saying you were wrong. But yeah, no, it is quite expensive. And I do understand that technology, that VR's still kind of in the baby mode of technology, but I think even though I don't like a lot of what Facebook does, I feel like the entire thing with like the Meta Quest, it's shown that you can produce on VR. You can produce like VR hardware without being incredibly expensive. But we live in capitalism. Ergo Loco does a job for you without needing all that for the most part, at least. Oh yeah, I figure with that, like, it's a replacement. It's not gonna do the job 100%, but it's gonna do everything you need it to do, which is all you can really ask for. What shall we do? Oh, sorry. What is this charity for? My sister is getting evicted, and she was. I learned about this because she was like, she had like a custom status saying that she's selling magic cards, and I'm like, okay, like I'll see what there is. Like, pop in, maybe I can, you know, find if there's someone that would like those cards. And I found out the reason why she's selling her magic cards is because she's getting evicted by the landlord, who wants to sell the house for like that she's living in, and so she's just evicting the people in it, which is really scummy. Because I know for a fact it's not like, oh, my sister's living there. It's like 4 people with a child in that house. But she was trying to sell her magic cards and just some other stuff because she's unsure, like, if she can get a place, if she can get money fast for money, or for food. If she can get money for money. But I didn't want to see her just starving on the streets, so I wanted to do something, so I set up so I'm setting up just kind of like a little fundraiser event. I guess it's more of a fundraiser than a charity. But I definitely, if I get past like the $500, I definitely will just send some of the money to help people that are also dealing with the same thing. But yeah, no, I absolutely hate what's happening to her, because it's a really scummy thing, and there's just, because one of the things that's really making it harder is that my sister does not live in a good part of town, and the land... You're such a sweetheart for trying to help her. I know. She does not live in a good part of town, and the landlord was like, okay, if you don't want to move out, I'll sell the house to you for 300 grand. Which did it not go through? Oh no, it went through. Oh, thank you for the sub. Yeah, no, it went through. I don't have anything set up to track that, so I'm just tracking it on my phone. Thank you, Jade, for that. Let me update this. 310. But yeah, no, there's just like a lot of things going on. I find it funny because I'm also moving out, but like I definitely am moving out for different reasons. I'm moving out because a lot of the people I live with just aren't the greatest people, and I'm really stressed in my own house, and I'm looking to get away from that, and now there's this just there's also the part where, like, initially they were like, okay, by like August we want you like out of the house because we can't deal with you, because there is a lot of conflict in the house. But yeah, no, it's but yeah, thank you for the donation. um I'm thinking still need to work on getting good at at making custom clothes. um I've Yeah, no, you still did an absolutely amazing job. Thank you so much for it. um Honestly, like, what I've been doing a lot in my free time is, one, I've been getting better at playing some of the games I absolutely love to play. um I've actually gotten I actually have gone into an event of the FNAF Security Breach um, speedrunning community. The Discord was running a bingo event, and I decided to join in, and I am now listed as a contender for the competition, and I am just really excited at it. So I've been practicing more. I've tracked in like 7 more hours into the game. But yeah. I was kind of, but I've also been like studying animation as well. I've been like studying videos on how to do animation because I want to try to do some animation. I want to try to get better at telling stories. And I've always loved telling stories. I used to do tons of ugh, I used to do tons of medieval reenactments, and like as a kid you couldn't really do a lot of the you couldn't do like a lot of the events. Making making animation is tough. I tend to do dance videos through VRM MLV. Yeah, no, it is definitely tough. One of the reasons I want to get VR is I want to try to use mocap to start my animation, and then so I use mocap, and then work on I work on the animation after doing a basic mocap so I can get down the basic movement. And I think that would help with the model I made for you. I will, yes, I will actually, I do have plans to use the model. If, and I also have plans of using, because I definitely do want to use 3D animation. I'm a little bit of a sucker for 3D animation. I just finished watching Call of the Wild, the Call of the Wild, which does not follow the book at all. Have you seen? Have you seen any of mine? I have not. I've been really busy. I get like 3 or 4 videos in, which is actually kind of amazing considering I watch like 30-minute videos. But Cade. There we go. Okay. Boop, hit the subscribe button. that'll remind me to watch the videos, because I actually do go through my subscribed field to find videos, because I can only watch the same video so many times before I get bored of it for the day. But yeah, I need to make a video for yours. You totally could, and I wouldn't mind that being on your channel as well. I that would be amazing. Um, I'm absolutely a sucker for. I'm just a sucker for fan projects, to be honest. They are. It is so impressive seeing what communities do with like big series. I seriously just watch, like, I think like last year I watched an entire like parody of like the Warriors series, which was it was a trip. And, like, I think by the time I got done with watching that, they weren't even done with like the first series of books, but it was so funny. And I'm like, my favorite part of that was they really didn't mischaracter the actual characters, because I've read those books way too many times. I I really should get a hold of the books again, but I've read those books so many times. Want to collab with me? I have a VR fighting game that lets me, yeah, VR and Malls fight with you. I would love to do collabs. I I would absolutely love to do collabs. I would definitely have to set up a date. It would probably be after I move, because I'm gonna I'm trying to get back into streaming now, but I am going to be kind of all over the place with the move. The reason I ask is because you could voice your own character. I Yeah, I would totally voice my own character. I I never actually got accepted for any roles, and I only applied for like one or two, but I used to I used to try to do voice acting, and like most of the time I would just look at voice acting listings, and I would just read the script, and just I'd be very unsure with myself. I wouldn't actually submit anything, but I'd